I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment. This, of course, came as a huge shock, and William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately for the sake of our young family.
Welcome, and all American Cartel members, Anons, Facebook friends, Twitter followers, random YouTube viewer, BitChute viewer, TikToker, Redditor, GeoPeer, 4chaner, and anybody else that might be watching. Thanks for joining me. My name is Julio. I am the Theorizing Theorist. And today we're going to be diving deep into this deep fake. Now, before we do that, I want to make sure you guys subscribe to the channel on YouTube. If you're on TikTok, go to my bio, and you will see a link there that will link you up to my YouTube channel. TikTok limits the videos obviously to 10 minutes, and this video is going to run a little bit longer than 10 minutes because we got a lot to cover. Now, before I dive into the story, I want everybody to kind of remember or think to themselves what's happening in 2024. All these big things are happening. Trump's going to win again, right? The elections are happening again in 2024. Puff Daddy's going down. You know, left and right, you got famous people dropping dead or going to jail, or, you know, conspiracies being confirmed. You got all this new technology coming out with ChatGPT, and it's a mess, right? The whole world is in quite the quagmire, let's just say. So, now with this girl, Kate, people are freaking out, and I know it's been covered already. But has it really been covered to this extent? I don't know, but I know what I'm going to show you is an update. It's kind of breaking. It happened, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago. But before we get to that part, we're going to have to dive into a little bit of the background of this story. So before we begin, make sure you subscribe, like the video, comment down below your thoughts, your theories, your concerns, your worries, all that good stuff. And yeah, let's get back into this rhythm of making videos. I'm going to try to keep everybody updated on all these conspiracies, especially this 2024, seeing as how it's a wild one. So as you can see here, this video was made 7 years ago. Now you can tell by the same shirt, and I know this has been covered kind of already, but got some more info coming out. So Place to Be is the YouTube channel that made this video, I guess, without the help of the BBC studios, right? So they made this video, and they're a small channel, 3.57K, right? So 3,570,000, right? And 7 years ago this was made. Now the royal family had a small part. This is when Prince Harry was still involved with the entire family, and Prince William had a little bit more hair. But I think the reason they picked this video is because it was one of the lesser known ones, and they knew they can kind of dispel some of the theories that are out there with just their own authoritative messaging. So a message from Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Now, this obviously was filmed March 22nd, 2024. Already has 105 million views, and that is a whole bunch more than the 45,000 or whatever it got on that other channel, right, with 3,000 subs. So, as True Stormy Joe says on Twitter, the conspiracy theorists were right. We said there's something larger going on that we aren't being told. We were right. And I want everybody to remember that. I was having a conversation with a friend on TikTok about how she felt lonely, whatnot, with the truth, and she was happy to have found me. But we shouldn't feel lonely these days. The truth is coming out. We're gaining more and more truthers or conspiracy theorists, you know, whatever you want to call us. We're gaining more and more by the day. So Princess Kate's cancer announcement video was filmed by a BBC crew, and it was actually filmed by BBC Studios, and that's important obviously because they're able to do the top of the line AI, especially with the technology that the royal family probably has access to. You know, their grubby fingers definitely have access to that. I'm not talking about Kate and her photoshopping skills either. So I've already seen some of the TikToks and tweets claiming that the Princess of Wales cancer announcement video was manipulated or that it was AI. While I absolutely believe there has been a wealth of shenanigans over images of Kate this year, my personal opinion is that the video is authentic, as in that's really Kate sitting there speaking to camera. To me, the story is that someone, possibly Kate herself, realized that it was necessary to put Kate in front of a camera and show people that she's alive and she can speak for herself. I don't blame people for wondering if there's some kind of conspiracy with this video too, because as I said, it's been nonstop bullshit from Kensington Palace all year, which is why I'm glad that the palace didn't do the video in-house with like Jason Knopf on his iPhone or whatever they brought in, They brought in a BBC team. And I'm going to get to the update here in a minute again, so don't worry. It's kind of interesting. I'm not sure what to make of it, so hopefully y'all can help me. But someone commented, a BBC staff member who shot the video message of the Princess of Wales announcing her cancer diagnosis has opened about the filming of the announcement and suggestions the footage was edited. In the video, which was said to have been recorded on Wednesday, the future queen said, in January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I am now in the early stages of that treatment. A BBC Studios insider said there has been no editing of the video, and what viewers saw was what was shot by the team, who were also responsible for covering the King's coronation and Queen Elizabeth's funeral. Makes me wonder, were those deep faked as well, right? Since they're mentioning them, and BBC Studios has something to do with them. So BBC Studios has no editorial input into the message that was conveyed and were not involved in the distribution of the video and made no edits to the recording. And you're going to find out that that's a lie here in a minute because they did distribute it. And I'm going to show you proof. The Getty kind of exposes them. So this followed controversy over a manipulated Mother's Day photo of Kate with her children, which was later withdrawn with a kill notice by international agencies after there were suspicions that it had been digitally altered. After the video was aired, BBC Studios issued a short statement which read, BBC Studios filmed a message from the Princess of Wales at Windsor this week. We would like to wish Her Royal Highness a speedy recovery. Sure. I think she's possibly already dead, if you ask me. Would it be even more credible if someone from the BBC went on the record as a named source and said, I was there, we shot on such and such camera, and we filmed it at 3:13 p.m. on Wednesday? For sure, but British media can't help themselves. Even in moments where a named source would simply lend credibility to the palace awash in shenanigans, they can't stop hiding behind anonymity. The unnamed sourcing within the British media reflects the poor state of journalism over there. As for questions about the backdrop, my first viewing was that they absolutely shot it outdoors on a bench, but maybe it really was a backdrop. That I don't know. Well, you're kind of contradicting yourself there. But it don't matter if they would have had 20 people saying that they were there, a whole crew. Like the United States has 1.5 million people that have access to, secret security clearances, right? And so how many people do you think in England have access to these security clearances? And when you have that access, you're part of a group. You become a part of this illuminated group of individuals, let's just say. So here's the part that I was going to tell you about, the flagged with the editor's note. Now, this was just reported on Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024. Basically, the Getty flagged the video for being distributed by third party and not adhering to Getty editorial I don't know. I'll read it here for you right now. Let's see. The Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton's video announcing her cancer diagnosis was flagged by a photo editor for an interesting reason. On March 22nd, Kate made the shocking revelation that she had been undergoing preventive chemotherapy after coming under scrutiny for her absence from the public eye. Kate Middleton's cancer video was flagged for this reason. Now, I think it's funny that she's missing. Not funny so much, but I think we all know what's going to come next, that she died of cancer, right? Hopefully or if enough time passes, they can insert a double, that kind of looks like her. Kate's video in which she revealed her cancer diagnosis was flagged by Getty Images, according to E! News. The photo agency claimed in a message the handout clip was provided by a third-party organization and may not adhere to Getty Images' editorial policy. So whatever the heck that means. Now, that's all I really had for the update part of it, is that now Getty is pretty much giving people a heads up, that this is not adhering. So the editor's note raised eyebrows, especially after the uproar caused by the Mother's Day Photoshop fail, which is complete garbage if anybody believes that Kate is over there with that good of editing skills on, Photoshop. That's not Photoshop. That was AI shopped, right? So now let's read some comments from the GLPers in the world, and then we'll end this video. But again, thank you to everybody that came to the YouTube channel from TikTok. Appreciate you. Let's go ahead and begin reading some of these comments. And after I'm done reading the comments, we'll go over the double row of teeth that she had and how it reminds me of the Ryan Upchurch Kiely Rodni debacle that we had. So as you can see here, this is the video of her out in the public, and that's what they're going to do after a couple of years or a couple of months passes. They're going to roll out the double or the clone or whatever. It doesn't have to look exactly alike, right? Because after time passes, people are just going to believe it's her. So this is basically how I found this article. Go to GLP Godlike Productions, let them know that an All American Cartel LLC sent you, or the Theorizing Theorist sent you. Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of getting back into the rhythm of things, so if you hear me saying a lot, it's kind of like the rust that I have, so I'm just trying to shake that off and get back into the rhythm of things. So please thank me in the comment section down below for coming back and not leaving y'all high and dry without any fun conspiracy theories to chew on. So R.I.P. Catherine and company. We all knew that was coming. Now here's a wild theory. Someone suggested in the GLP on GLP that they were kidnapped, but let's get to that. The elites are orbiting Earth in a space station until after the event. Beginning to agree, there's a rumor that there was a security lapse and all four were kidnapped. That would be crazy, but and they would be able to keep that on the hush. They really would. I wonder if that's not why Facebook broke down and what was the other one? WhatsApp, I think, went down. A lot of these apps went down all day for whatever reasons, massive outages. So under protective custody due to Royals connections to Epstein and Diddy and more. Supposedly Kate, kid, and her parents. Who knows the truth, but seems most likely. Pedos all getting exposed. Now that really does bring me to the whole QAnon conspiracy. I know some people don't like that theory, but the Isaac Cappy bringing up all these people that, his list, and then Epstein getting busted. Trump had this thing where he said IMQ, the letters, that he was going to do 5 more years, maybe 10 more years, maybe whatever it was, 14, 9, and 14 years, whatever. But he was going to serve basically 3 presidencies. And a lot of people are speculating that Biden isn't actually the president, that Trump is the president of this. And I know it sounds so wacky, but how else can you explain all the wackiness that's happening in the world? Like, you got this eclipse happening on the 8th. What if that's like a countdown for Trump and the good guys to back off going after the king and the queen or whoever they're going after, or they're going to end the world, right? Who knows what that really means? I know there's a lot of talk about how, especially on GLP, how there's a lot of military movement and flights being canceled. All kinds of stuff is happening, it seems like, around this eclipse that's going to be coming. And they're locking down prisons, all kinds of stuff. So who knows what's really going to happen? Probably nothing, in my opinion. Hopefully nothing, but let's continue reading these GLP comments. Katie's parents are not talking. Money talks. They are being paid by the firm to not speak, that or threatened, whichever. Now remember, each country has their own group of illuminated folks, and they range in the millions, probably, in each country. So they could easily have a crew from the BBC studios come in and film it and not say a word. Secrecy is not hard for these people, and if you do break the oath, they'll just kill you. So what if it was intentional all along? because royals historically hold grudges, force people to ask questions, and demand answers, whatever that means. But this all does almost seem intentional. I feel like when I show you here in a little bit, the double teeth here, why are they allowing these little faux pas? They have access to some of the top tier technology that's advanced probably 80 years at this point. If you're going by AI and how it's exponentially advancing everything. So aren't they right in the line of fire up there? Who knows? But it really does seem odd to me that they're allowing so many mistakes, like with the Kate picture that came out that she claimed that she photoshopped, even though it was obviously an AI Photoshop of God knows what. Why are they letting these mistakes be seen? Now that's why, to me, it's kind of like Trump or the Anons or whoever the white hats are in the background that's taking down the Illuminati or the bad guys. It's kind of like them talking in code or kind of speaking to us that we have to read between the lines. That's just kind of how I take it, right? Because to me, if this conspiracy were real, wouldn't they be better at it? So anyway, let's notice Kate Middleton's double teeth. What is that? And again, the whole picture looks real AI generated to me. And it reminds me of Kiely Rodni. Now, I know Ryan Upchurch was talking about how the new case, the Riley kid that was found in a lake, has lots of similarities. But maybe there's a reasonable explanation for what's happening here with this double teeth thing, I guess. Now this was a screen grab taken from a video, but maybe digital rendering, when a live picture has movement, the information that the camera receives depends on its lens. So the further away the camera and the movement becomes blurred due to the eye not being able to catch the small things that move. That is normal. Blur and developing a second row of teeth is different, in my opinion. I get what he's trying to say, and some people have some other good answers. Let's read along. Maybe they keep trying. They think we won't see the lies. Maverick goes, ha, yes. And that's why it's so imperative that Ryan Upchurch and people like him use their power, their pull, their influence to kind of help spread the word. And he took a lot of backlash last year when that happened, but now look, right? A lot more people are waking up at an exponential rate. It really is happening, right? People are seeing the power of AI and how they could easily create deep fakes. So what happened to Kate Middleton has been pictured for the first time since she was hospitalized in December before undergoing abdominal surgery. Now, this right here isn't as convincing. Again, the picture on the right, that could just be her in a couple of months. They're going to roll out the lady on the right and be like, oh yeah, that's her. There's a thing in psychology, I can't remember what it is, but when a person in a position of power or authority tells you something, you're more likely to believe it coming from that person than coming from a person that doesn't have any authority or power. So what they're doing here is when news agencies and media come out and say, this is Kate, the masses will more than likely believe it, because why would the BBC lie, right? BBC Studios. It's in between frames on a video, and the ring that appears and disappears on her left hand. Now, I didn't catch that. I did read about it. Obviously, since I'm making this video, I read about it, but I didn't have a chance to go back and look for that. But let me know in the comment section below. Some people are saying that that's fake, that you can still kind of see the ring and blah, 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 blah. But I don't know. I didn't see it with my own eyes, so I can't really comment on it. So Deep Fake says Janet Planet. Great name. David Ick said they were lizard people. Now, hopefully my next video is gonna include some lizard stuff and Princess Diana and the rituals they do to kind of pass along the DNA. It's really morbid, and that's gonna be in my next video. So make sure you're subscribed and liking these videos and commenting down below. I put a lot of effort into these videos, so please hook me up with a like. Yeah. So Kodak artifact, a result of online digital video conversion to save bandwidth. Kind of reminds me of the Kyle Rittenhouse deal, where the pixels AI kind of predicts what should be there and what shouldn't be there. So maybe the new advanced cameras can predict teeth. I don't know. It's the bags under her eyes. Very simple, inexpensive makeup can correct that. Anyone would correct it with concealer. Very strange. So we're going to take a closer look at the teeth here again. And I want everyone to shoot Ryan Upchurch a shout out. I know he's kind of going through hell and back, trying to fight the truth. He's come a long way since last year, and he definitely is still hooting and hollering from the rooftops about all the shenanigans going on, and he really has become an asset to the truther community and to the true crime community and all of that. So give him a shout out under one of his videos, one of his conspiracy theory videos, and tell him good job, and tell him the theorizing theorist said good job, and an All American Cartel LLC would love to have him as a cartel member again. If he would like to join, to go ahead and come on down to my channel and subscribe, and email. Well, my email's down for whatever reasons. A lot of stuff's going down these days. An All American Cartel LLC Gmail is down. I can't get it back running. I don't know how you can even get an email down, but it's definitely shut down. No messages going out or in. So I'm gonna have to create a new email, but that'll be on my next video. So subscribe, like, share, comment down below. And with that said, I'm gonna bow out with my typical, and as always, to God be the glory.